We are back at it again. Got my respirator on, that's why I sound so funny. I took some photos so you can see the before and after. Grab that. Alright. Looks good. That'll be nice. These have this, but I want to keep this high enough that the plastic doesn't get immersed in that. You know what I mean? Something like that. How can I do that? Like a hook or something, you know, like maybe like this. And then, I don't know, whatever, something like that. Alright, so what I'm going to do, right, I got to go ahead and, I'm going to turn this on and heat it up first. This is flammable. I'm sorry. I sound crazy. All right. Okay, alright, I'm trying to look for something. Okay. Anyway, I'll turn this on. Look here. And I want to put this temperature, actually 50 degrees Celsius. Sorry. Alright, I want to just at 50 degrees Celsius. And I'm going to do this for 30 minutes. And then that's the max. Yeah, 30 is the max. Okay, so 30 minutes. I'm going to let it heat up first. And then, heat it up first. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. So. Let that heat up. That's the actual temperature right now. When it gets to 50, then I'm going to go ahead and turn it on and dip it in and get that started. Alright? So I think it's a good idea to get this figured out, to suspend this before this gets to 50 degrees Celsius. It's on 11 right now. What I was thinking, probably going to go like this to suspend it. So go here. I can use a smaller one. Yeah, probably try that. It's a little smaller. Something like that. I got the fan on and the windows open, so doesn't mean I feel great about being close to this, but I'm getting out of this room soon anyway. This stuff is toxic-y. Alright, so I put that on. I think I should be able to just go ahead and get another one like this. Push that in there like that. Oops. It's making me out to be a liar. Looks like the other fan blades caught a little wind. I've been meaning to fix that. Maybe I'll make a YouTube video to do that. Yeah, there you go. That's it. That totally works. Oh my god, why is this glove? Let's try this one, shall we? I don't like chemicals. Don't play around with chemicals. I'm not trying to get liver cancer. So definitely wear gloves, respirators, goggles, all that stuff. Okay, so this gives me the ability to keep this elevated. Yeah, perfect. Just don't want the plastic to sit. Down inside of there. Yeah, there you go. That's it. So now that gives me. I don't think you even saw it. You just saw me try to solve it. There you go. Give it a better shot. So that's what we're looking at right there. Oops. See what I did? And I think that'll keep it elevated, and then it'll be below, so it'll clean itself. All right, so I'm gonna let that sit for about as long as it takes to heat up to the proper temperature before I turn it on, and then I'll clean everything for like 30 minutes. Maybe a little bit of an overkill, but you know, I don't really know. So if I don't know, and you know, and you're not telling me, then that's not good. But anyway, so that's what we got. We got it set to 50 degrees Celsius, and we're aiming for a 30-minute. I don't know if you can read that. It's a little blurry. That's 30 minutes. We're gonna get that to go. So it's up to 12 degrees Celsius. I'm gonna cover this up so it can heat up a little faster, and then I'll come back and check in with you. All right. Got some new gloves. And I got a penny just to see like how insane. See, that's a nice, pretty little penny there. Some green. Yeah, it might be a little hard to see. I'll put a light on it for you. So what we're working with, there you go. See that? It's got some wonderful things that happen to copper. All right, let's see how that comes out. And all right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take we have some small parts that's in there, and get that out and put them in.
Remember this? Yeah, with that little gasket. I'm gonna take the gasket off and we'll give that a little bath also. Oh, that fell apart. That little metal part. These pieces too. I want to get those in there also. Remember those? Yeah. Penny. We're good. Yeah.
I'm super excited with what I saw, my results from cleaning the parts, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I do want to do something. I want to get this all drained out. Don't need to keep that in there because I'm not exactly cleaning parts that often. So I'm gonna do so help myself out here is stack these up a little here and go ahead and pay attention to that. And oh boy, never mind. I think I'm just gonna go like that. Yeah. It's not exactly the most fun thing you'll ever watch. So, I know some of you are really into like real time. I'm into real time. So I'm just draining the carburetor fluid and storing it back in these containers until the next time. One of the reasons why I'm doing this, depending on what your what my solution, detergent, whatever it is I'm going to use inside of here to clean stuff with, it can be very helpful to have it available, so I can have use something else inside of it instead of a carburetor cleaner. So that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this. Taking it out, that is. And if I was cleaning carburetors on a daily basis with this, I'd probably keep this as is, but I'm not. So, all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that 2 times, obviously. And that's it. Now we're in the opposite. We're going to try to put this carburetor back together. I got my drill bits here because I wanted to get this one little hole right here. This, I think, no, I'm pretty sure this brings in fuel from the choke. So I'm going to use a drill bit. This drill bit is 1/16. And I'm just going to like poke a hole through that there. There you go. See that? Oops. Down that. There it is. Okay. So I'm trying to get that nice and clean, just so I can know for sure there's like fuel can enter through there. So that's good. Oops. I'm gonna wipe this off. There's a lot of off-gassing still happening here. Alright, so the carburetor looks pretty good. I'm really happy with the plastic. Nothing happened to that. And now we need to put this back together. Alright. Go team, here we go. Remember this little friend? Okay, so this was a little challenging to get out. So I'm just trying to do this in reverse order. I'm gonna probably have to reference my own video. The continuity hasn't been that great with this project. It's kind of important, helps you remember how to do things easier. So there is a hole right through this, right here. I'm just kind of like poking it through here. If you don't have drill bits, what you can use is a wire brush. So for instance, that was a 5/64 through there, so that's good. You can't see it, but oh well, I'm sorry, yes you did, look. This went all the way through, so that means we have clear passage for fuel. Alright, there's another one that goes like that, directly down. None of my bits are small enough to get in there, but what I can tell you is you can use a wire brush to get in there. This is actually clean. I can see it. There's light all the way through. So let's slide that in. That was the first thing we need to do. Yeah, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and blow some of this stuff out first. I want to get a little bit of passage for all the parts on that. Back off a little bit. So. See what's happening. Alright, so don't forget your glasses because you never know what particulates are going to fly your way at high velocity. Okay, so here we go. Alright, now that we have that done, I want to continue inserting that, okay, so this had this is one of the main inlets. I should have said it's probably the main inlet jet. And this sat inside of here. Somebody remember me fighting to get that in. And you know what I forgot to do? I gotta get, let's see, can I push it in with a drill bit? Yes, I should. I was hoping that would go in a lot easier than that. Okay. Let me go ahead and try to do a little bit of thinking about this for a second so I don't damage anything. I'm looking at this a little bit closer and I put it in, pull it out. Just want to see how things work. And what I'm noticing is, so this sits, I see that this metal part right here that protrudes, it slides past the groove that's in there. Looks good, right? And I push it in. It has a little bit of a springy action to it, you know? And from what I remember when I took this out, this had a good bit of a distance to go. That I remember. Remember we were fighting with it for a little bit? Yeah. And I pushed it out with the tool, but it was actually protruding a little. So what I'm trying to figure out here is what is the most practical way to get this down further, you know? I'm not sure. What I do know is seated back quite considerably. Much more than what is presently being offered. So, let's take a look at its height. So I remember it being like that, sticking out. See? So that's how far down this needs to go. It was sticking out inside of there. I could see it when I looked through. That's how I knew I could push it out. But what's happening now is it doesn't seem to want to go any further back. So there you go. That's where we're at right now. I think we can do this. I think we will. Alright, we'll figure it out for a little bit and bring you back. I want to show you something. Right here. Take a look inside of there. And watch what happens. So I pushed this drill bit in, right? I'm sorry. See if you can see it. It'll pop right out. Okay. See, oh, I gotcha. There is a little bit of, there's an O-ring in there. I don't know if you can see it or not. There's an O-ring right in there. I didn't even know about that. So I go through that O-ring, right? Look at that. See right there, there's the drill bit goes all the way through. Okay, so right in there, there's an O-ring. Boy, that O-ring must have had a fun time in that bath. Boy, oh boy, what do we have here, Houston? Let me see what I can do. So I think that's the O-ring. I was trying to figure out where do I put that other O-ring that I had from the set. So let me try to, let's try to pull that out, shall we? I'm not sure if you want to watch me do this, but I'm just going to do a little fishing for an O-ring. That's what I call it. It's definitely in there, and I don't know how to get it out. Not in the slightest manner. That's too long. Thick. Can't use that. There's something curvy. Something curvy. Oh, I definitely touched it. Just banging on it. Yeah, that's just bang on it really hard. Let's break it, you buy it. That's what they say. Visa Black. Accepted everywhere. Alright. So it looks like I can almost like that. Let's pull it out. Ooh, look at that. Ha ha ha! You see it happening right there, Internet. I did that. That's right. You know what? You want me as your surgeon, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so that's the O-ring that was inside of it. And you know, you shouldn't have rubber parts or plastic parts in your carburetor. Especially when you're going to, I'm sorry. You can have them in your carburetor, but you shouldn't have them in there in an ultrasonic cleaner. So that's really what happened right there. That O-ring was inside of it. I did not know about that. And then that goes down to there. I'm thinking, right, since this has nothing else impeding it, that I'm actually good. That I don't need to go any further. I'm just looking at the height of it, because it goes to like right there. And right there is just about right where it needs to be. Okay, just want to see what's happening here. Alright. Again, I'm not really sure how far down this thing goes. I just know that it gets past there. And I'm thinking I should see it pop out right here. Right. You know, memory is such a weird thing. You know, I don't know how deep that is, how offset that was. I'm doubting myself, but anyway, I'm going to have to take a look at something and see what's going on there. I'm back. One of the nice things about being able to archive your work is that you can verify your own insanity if you feel like you're insane. So, what I did see when I looked, I got a little better language too. This is the Venturi right here, and this would be the main inlet. So this is the Venturi again. It sounds like it's Italian, the name. And this is the main inlet. It did protrude. So right now, I don't know if you can see it or not. Let's see if I can give you a better angle. Right in here, I can't see. Okay, there you go. So in here, this actually slid all the way in, and I could see it in the video. So I know for sure this is not far up enough. So I gotta work on that right now with you. Yep. Let's see if we can get that in there a little better. One of the things that needs to happen is that this gasket seats, the O-ring seats in that groove right there, like that. Now, what I think, see, this says to me, this is made out of brass, and from the manual what it says is that these brass ones are pressed in and they should not be removed. Oh well, people, it's a little late for that. I think I'm going to drop some oil in there, and then if the curl is enough to get it lubricated to help me like try to push it in. Alright, let's take a look at this again together. Alright, this has a little groove right there. If you can see that little groove right there. Yeah. Okay. That has an O-ring that slides into that groove. Like this. Okay, this O-ring needs to be properly seated in there for it to make a proper contact with what needs to happen back there. Now I think the best approach would be do something like this. So just putting some oil on that, because it is being difficult and does not want to go in. Just need some oil down in there too. As you can see, it's already fighting me. Hate to be too forceful with it too, you know. So I'm always like a little dicey. Oh God, here we go. It's not protruding yet. Got it. There you go. All right, Houston, we have ourselves a winner. Okay. Oh man, that was a pain in the butt. All right, so you can see. Can you see that? That thing, right, is roughly. Let's take a look and see how deep that is. That is that deep, and that deep is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 7/8. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know, I'm sorry, that's 8/16 of an inch. Okay, deep inside of there. So that needs to sit far back in there, just like that. When you do it properly, you'll see that. You notice that. I don't know if you can see it. Make sure you can see it. If I see it, you can see it. Right in here. You see it protruding? Yeah, right there. Right? So that's not happening. You didn't get it in far enough, okay? Alright, moving on. This is what it looks like together. I want to show you what I did here. So this part, remember this part? Yeah, that right there. So these little tabs right here are adjustments for the, I think they control the speed. So that goes in here. So this here pushes against it. So that goes down and it slides there. Remember, it goes like that. It just kind of gets adjusted, okay? And then we have over here this beautiful thing. Now this thing was attached to the governor and that right there. You notice that it has this spring right there in the back. I am a little confused as to where that spring goes. And I'm going to have to find out how that works sooner or later. But anyway, that slides in here. I'm not really sure what it pushes against, and it goes like that. Okay? Alright. Now we got to place the... there were these... Get them out of here. We have two... of those little flaps that need to like screw on to the to the actual parts in the middle there. Now, those screws were the exact same. This one's cool because remember I told you that I'm looking for where this impression is on that back side of that, and that's the side that gets the screw. So that means this sits in here. In other words, the part that's marred up is where the screw, the back of the screw hit, and that sits in there like that. Now, the orientation of the holes I'm not really sure about, if they're up or down. I need to go figure that out right now, so I'll be right back. Alright, so these holes right here, they are perpendicular to this main jet, and so they sit turned sideways like that. So those holes match those, and they are orthogonal to the main jet. Remember these little tiny screws? Yeah, those things. Can't wait to try to put those back in. Do wish I had some magnetic screwdriver bits, to be honest with you. So I make sure I'm not cross-threading this little friend of mine here. Yeah, so I'm gonna make sure I'm not cross-threading. I'm gonna go ahead and use a little different screwdriver here so you can get a better feel. So last thing I want to do is cross-thread this. So hard to hold it. And that's what I don't want to have happen. It's going to magnetize it. That'd be so nice, you know. Like, what happens is when you use my magnet over here, when you have these things can hold on to, they can hold a magnetic charge a little bit, a little magnetism like that, if they are sitting on a magnet for a little bit. See, like that? It's definitely still latent magnetism from the sitting in a magnet in a tool tray. The magnetic tool tray, that is. Come on. Oh boy, the dexterity. We can do this. Come on. Oh my goodness. What is going on here? Did I just have this in? Alright, almost. Almost there. Or not. How about not? Let's pour that back off. Well, that got turned around, didn't it? Let's see. Again, these holes were like that. See, because look, they can't be like that because they're blocked. They need to be here. So that's one way you know for sure the orientation of those. good. Looks like in the future though, that's going to be a little dicey to get out of Phillips. That metal is so soft. Anyway, alright, so that's in. And I hope that we did a good job. Let's see, did we? No, we didn't, because you know why? This has to turn. Alright, so there you go, live and learn. Alright. That doesn't make sense because that's so cool. I love this stuff. So neat to see all the weird stuff you learn. Right, so this is what happened. This here has to turn like that. Right, so if it cannot turn, you have a problem. Right, so this has to be set in that first position right there for it to actually work properly. So remember it was on an angle when we pulled it out? Slide it in like that because it has to go past. It goes like this. Right, so you're here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Is that right? No, I bet you that's not right. I bet you I'm crazy because you know why? There's a key right there. Never mind. I think I'm putting the wrong one in. Or not. Or maybe. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I think this is the right side. I'm the crazy one. How did I make such a mistake? Alright. Let's have at it again, shall we? Okay. Now there's a key right here. I'll turn the light on so you can see. See that key? This will match that key right there. If it is not seated properly, it will not line up. See, so there it is. It's lined up right there. So I should be fine to go like that. Like this. Great. All right. I think that would be the best orientation to try to screw that in. This is one of those times I wish I had a more magnetized screw, which I used to have them, which I'm not really sure where they are anymore. Let's see if we can get that in now. Yep, just like that. Alright, let me get a better tool for this. I'm going to try this again. I thought I had my magnetic, like I had some magnetic Phillips bits a while ago, but I think I'm going to have to, I'll do it this way. I think this will work. Okay, so you know what I'm trying to do. You saw me. Right. This kind of helps line it up. Okay, there you go. Alright, so that's that. See how that works? Okay, good. So nothing too crazy. I think nice hand tightened will be fine. It's not gonna really, maybe a little paranoid, but you know, you don't have to go too crazy. Okay, so that's that, right? All right, that flows really well. I'm gonna go ahead and just lubricate it a little bit. Right in that little spot. Oh my god, it feels, oops, that feels really nice right now. Okay, I'll throw a little up here also, the top. I got it. So the spring, remember this? How it just kind of like flies back like that? Yeah? Okay, great. So this is what happens. That lip right there. So I'll take this out so you can see. So this hooks onto that lip like that and pushes it, loads it. And then that goes around and just hooks onto that. So what you do is slide it on right here on this side of the spring. Sorry, did I get that right? Maybe I did. Okay. That has to go over here because this screw will push against it, right? But what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the spring around just to get it loaded and put it there. So that way it does that. See? So that's how you do it. Make sure that, you probably can't see because it's so thin. The camera is going to have a hard time seeing it. But there's a spring right here. And that needs to push against that. And that comes up around this. And when you do it properly, that will happen automatically. Okay? And we have this side. This side's pretty good. Yep. Okay. Now let's go ahead and put I want to put I did start to oil this a little, I think, or I should have, if I didn't. Yeah, let's go ahead and give that a proper oil. What I'll do, I'll wind the spring up again from this side. Oops. Don't come out, spring. So again, this spring jams up against this lip right here and around like that. And this goes around and down. So that way you get that action going on. Yeah, that just feels so much better since I just put some oil in there. All right. What we're going to do now is take this part right here and just screw that into there. Now these holes right here, they're easy to figure out what to do. You got to make sure that the holes are not blocked, so they're going to go perpendicular to that. And this right here, you don't want, what's going to happen is oh, that's yummy. Gotta make sure that slides in. What do you think? Think I'm crazy? Oh, this looks a little tight, doesn't it? What am I missing? What am I missing? What's going on? Oh, all I know is that doesn't want to fit in there. That doesn't feel right. Okay, great. So something else is happening I'm not aware of. I don't know if I'm going crazy, but I had to think about it for a second. Definitely had some ABCDian issues. So the orientation, I had it all wrong. These holes do go up and down, and they match the main jet's pathway. Yeah, if they're not up and down, that'll happen. It won't even fit. So, again, goes like that, up and down. That's what I remembered. Watch me be wrong, right? Yeah. Okay. Come on. I did just get it in there. I could be telling you the wrong stuff. I don't know. What do you think? Oh man, this is a pain in the butt. First off, oh, you know what? That's so cool. Hey, look, see those lines right there? Those lines tell me that this was facing that way. I don't know if you can see them. Oh my god, that's so cool. So, metal tends to have this little, like, if you don't know the orientation, you can look at it. If it sits next to the other one, it ends up creating marks on it, right? So it's obvious that this goes up and down because this side is too smooth. And anyway, this side has the screw part, the little mar in at the top. So the orientation of this is like that. There you go. Okay, so that's in like that. I hope that this will go in a little easier now. It would be better to stand up to do this just because of the little diagonal that this is on. It makes it hard to get it lined up properly when I'm below it. Yeah, that's not working. It's a little stiff. Not really. Come on. Pushes against that. The choice. Man, that thing just doesn't seem like it fits in there. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, I got it. This is that time in your life when you start praying to like a deity and you don't even believe in them. Come on, please work. All right. You're one step closer to getting this carburetor back together. Okay, all right, good. All right. Yep, that's it. See? There you go. Whew. All right. Let's see what else goes on in here. We have a screw that goes right through there. Do you remember that screw? Yeah. Some of you do, some of you don't. I'm sure I have it somewhere here. If not, I will start to panic. All right, well, let me just go ahead and look for that screw for a second. You know what? It's right in here. Why didn't you tell me? Alright, here we go. So this is the adjustment screw for how the engine will perform, the carburetor will perform under the higher RPMs. And Anybody know a tool that'll help me grab the screw and just hold it? Make my life a little easier. So it kind of like goes in and it pushes against this right here. This will control the air-fuel mixture through the venturi. Alright, so that'll be something you adjust, you know. Usually I think you go all the way in, 1.5 times out. And then that's a good starting point. And you go from there. Alright, so far so good. Chipping away at this, people. We're chipping away at it. The next thing we want to do is this goes back in. Ooh, well, it's a little tricky here. I don't remember this fully. Okay. It's something like that. Sorry. Did you see that or not see that? I was doing it for myself, not for you. So I took something off like this, right? Nope. That's not it. I think that goes through there like that. What's that thing? I don't know what it is, but it's making me a liar. Okay. That went through like that. Shoot. Like this. It's something keyed, so it tells me right there that orientation is something. I remember it. Okay, let me take that out. This was in there. Like this, I think. And then that set in here like that. So. I love it. Alright, think about this for a second. Alright, you know what they say, right? If you look at it long enough, you kind of figure it out. Or maybe a picture's worth 1,000 words. Okay, so here we go. That right there. This looks like it should be a gasket there, but there's no gasket, trust me. This goes... See this middle part right here? This needs to be able to spin in the middle, like that. Okay. What I was doing is pushing it in too far, so I slide it in to there, like that. And then I should be able to just attach it like this. Ha! Voila! So we have these 2 screws. Oops. Come on. Looking good, looking good, looking great. Alright, so that's that. And we'll do the same for the other side. Can you see? I want you to not see this. What's the point of making a video if you can't see it? Alright, so that goes like this. There you go. Cool. All right. Let's go ahead and tighten this up a little bit more. There you go. We got that back on. That screws in. We are almost there. This now gets attached. There's a this thing. I don't remember fully which role it was in. Might have been that one. There. I don't know. All right. So we're almost there. I think we need to now get a, the float needs to be placed on. I think that's what's next. Yeah. I don't know, did I miss anything else? Let me see. Yeah, okay, cool. We're almost there. I got that, this, and both of those. These pieces here I have in a Carburetor Kit. So I'm not really too worried about those. So let us move on. I won't reuse these. That one's like rusted. I'll use a new bolt that came with it. I just wanted to wash it to see how clean it'll actually come out. In case you were trying to figure out how to do this yourself, you can definitely wash it and reuse it. All right. But the gasket on there was not going to work. I'm going to try my best to give you as much detail as possible right here. This is the old part that came out. Let's move that over here. Right, and you see how it loops around this. I don't remember the name of it. And then what it does, it goes like this. It slides into the float like that. Around, see, look, the float has that lip. Can you see that? Right there. There's a gap right there. One more time. See that? There's a gap right there. There's a gap right there. Okay. It's that gap right there that this top part of the spring goes around like that when you drop it in. Now this is this little metal tab here. You push on it to adjust this. Now to adjust it, you need to put a drill bit across this right here, 11/64 apparently, and that's the height that you're supposed to put it at. Okay, so this is the old one. I'm going to use the new one that came with the kit. And if everything goes well, I should be able to put it back together. My problem is, right, this kit comes with like a whole lot of extra parts. And I think this is for another carburetor. I'm going to leave this one out. I think it's trying to catch a couple carburetors. I believe this is the only one I needed for mine. All right, here we go. Yeah, that looks better. This is already on it already for me, so that makes me feel even more confident. So I'm going to pull this old one out. Slide this in like that. Okay. So my bag goes like this. That slides in. You push that in like this. And then you place the, I'm going to use the new there you go. Okay, so that's it. Right, but if you look at it, right, what we have here is a slight issue. I'm sorry, you can't see that, that's what I was saying. Okay, did you see me put that in? Okay, this right here, I just slipped this. This is the new one, so I placed that in like that. And what I was saying is, right here, actually I don't even know if you saw everything. I think I might have been out of frame. Let me try this again from the top. Sorry people if I'm doing it twice. Anyway, I just want to make sure you see it. So this is the new one that came with it. And I slide it under the metal tang, like right, little tab, I mean, like that. And then I drop that down inside of here like this. Oops, sorry. I hope you don't mind, but I'm just being very mindful of my audience so they can see what's happening. I don't want you to watch this video and be confused about anything. So, as detailed as possible. So this might end up being like a 2-hour video because I'm not even close to finish. I still have to take care of all the gas lines. I'll have to do that. And I got some like corrosion happening on the aluminum that I want to resolve also. So I think that's the right orientation. Boy, this thing went on so much easier and now it's fighting me. Yep, definitely fighting. It's putting up a fight. Orientation of these things are really important. It's one thing I've learned about. Okay, now with that in place, this is the new pin for this. I didn't use the old one. The old one has a lot of corrosion on it. Alright, there we go. And this should be 11/64 in. I'm going to put 11/64 bit across, and that's what I'm going to use to measure the height on it. If I did it correctly, so let me get that bit. Here's my 11/64 bit. Okay, see this right here? Look at that. See how flat that is? Parallel to the floor. Oops, sorry. That's how thick that should be. And that makes sense why you want it to, you know, it needs to look parallel, is what I'm saying. If it dips down too much, it was dipping down way too much. So to do that, I have to adjust the tab. Let me see what that means. really know. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Let me look at it for a little. All right. Let's talk about this adjustment. I need this. What's happening, right, is this drops down too much, like that. And what I need to do is get this to go up some, right? So this top part here pushes against the top of that. So this just goes, push it down some like that, and that should give me the adjustment that I need. And that should give me the proper displacement. Let's take a look and see. So push that through like that. That might be too much, but whatever. Can always adjust it again. Drop that down. Into there. Yeah, that looks a little too much. Push it down a little. Right there. Try that. You know, the fun part about working on things for the first time is you get to work through all the little dexterity issues. You know, you're not really sure where to push, how much to push, what's the right protocol to put this in first. And you know, you're learning, and it's just neat. It's a fun process to watch happen. Okay. Now let's see what this looks like. Okay, now look at that. Doesn't it look nice? Right. So here's my bit. This is an 11/64 bit, right? And that sits okay, and maybe it's a little too high. Oops, sorry. You can see it. It's just a little too high. Some of them just gonna, but it is leveled though. You see that? Looks really nice and leveled. And so I'm gonna just want to lower it just a little bit more, just a small amount, just a small amount. So to do that, I'm just gonna push down on it a little. Oops, not that much. Yeah. I think that might be too much now. Oh no, did I lose my... I didn't have this problem before. Let's see how quickly I can solve this. Slide on. Gotcha. Alright. That slides onto that. Gotta make sure this nicely on top of there. Okay, good. All right. So now we take Losing a lot of gloves today. I don't know why they're ripping so much. I'm not really touching a lot of sharp objects, so I'm confused. Okay, so there's my drill bit, and when I pull it out, that goes down a little too much for me. Alright, so what I want to do, I'm going to, I think I can go like this without pulling it out. I'm just going to push down on it a little. Oops, I totally knocked it out of position. Alright. As you can see, there's a lot of fendangling going on here. Okay, this needs to go up just a little bit more, just to separate. And then this came off of that, which I do not want to have happen. Slide that onto there. I'm coming from the back. It's a little flatter. Okay, that's my drill bit. Okay. There. I don't know, I'm being really anal about this, because you know why? I can't. I think where I had it in the very beginning was more like where I want it to be. But alright, I'm going to go up a little bit more. That might be too much, or whatever. I think that's it. Pull this out. Try this again. This might be the longest, most boring part of the video. You're like, God, get it together. Oh, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Okay, good. So we have that seated. Coming in from the back is better for me here, just because I can see better. Alright, yeah, that looks good. Alright, lift that up, put my drill bit in there, 11/64. Just kind of floats a little bit above it. Okay. That's good. Alright, so if everything goes well, right, what should happen now is when that goes like that, that should stop. Oh, airflow should happen. When it goes like this, airflow should close. Alright, let's test it. So at this point, right, you know, hands down, if you've ever seen any Musty One videos, that's right, I said it, Musty One videos, he likes to blow into that. I can't do that. There's just too many chemicals that this stuff has been in, so I'm going to just go ahead and go like this, right? So I want to show you something. When I put the, when it's upside down like this, right, the float hangs down, right, and it closes like that, right? So let's see what happens, right? When it's like that, the air kind of pushes itself back out. If I go up, right, like this, I'm sorry, it pushes back. When it's down, I can feel air passing through back here. Something. So there is airflow. Let's see. So there's airflow. See, it does move it. Okay, so I'm going to take that as a good thing. We have airflow through the main jet right there, and that pushes air through that little drop down thing that goes through there. All right, so we are in the clear. We're doing good. We're doing good. We're doing good. We are in the home stretch, people. Okay. Yeah, it's so funny. I just figured it out. Remember, I saw some threads in there, and I was like, I don't know what those threads are for. Oh God, it's amazing what happens. You can't remember stuff too clearly. Anyway, so this is the gasket that was that came with the kit, and I'm just gonna place that on here. The other gasket, you remember, it was cracked. I have it right here so you can take a look at it. So, poor little engine. That thing was just having a hard time. Alright, so that was what was on there. It was leaking gas. That's what the client said, so that's probably the source of it. Most likely. And I'm going to take this here. This is, remember this? How special that was. That is so much better right now. I'll take that, put that on like this. And we'll use, they gave us two of these. I'm not really sure why, but you know, I'm gonna use both of them. So they gave me two of these, and that. So those two. No, I'll just use one. Two feels a little weird. Like that. Cool. They feel like they're like felt material or something, like felt. Alright, so that was a 13 millimeter, and the I don't know if the one that I'm replacing it with is also 13 millimeter. Oh yeah, lucky for me. It sure is. I don't know about this float bowl. It didn't really, the gasket didn't sit all the way down, so I'm going to make sure that it's even all the way around. This thing looks brand new. It's crazy. Let's pull that back out. This did not sit flat all the way around. Okay, now it is. Interesting. There we go. Try not to cross thread anything. If you turn it in by hand and it doesn't seem to be working, definitely don't continue. I've learned that the hard way. That gasket's properly seated all the way around, as you can see. I'm trying to even that out. Okay, so that looks good. not to go too crazy. Okay. I like the way that sits up there, you know, it makes me wonder if there's some warpage going on in the actual bowl itself. Yeah, I think that's what's happening. This is uneven, the pressure right here. Which makes it fits nicely over here, and this side not so much. All right. Well, either way, what we could do, we're pretty much back together. There's nothing else left to do, to be honest with you. Yeah, we got all the parts there. We have 2 screws left. Those screws. Let me check and see what I might be missing. Yeah. All right. Cool. So I think we're doing good. I don't know if I forgot anything, but we'll know for sure sooner or later. With the carburetor all back together, this light part right here, it actually went right here, and it was adjusted with something that's connected to the actual snowblower. Alright, so we're going to leave this like this for now, and then, oops, sorry, let's get that back on there. So again, that was like that. I wouldn't leave that like that for now, and then what we're going to do, let's go ahead and see if we can get those fuel lines off of there. Check the, I want to check the, see what the condition of that's going to be in. Alright, so let's move on. The gas tank here, I need to pull some parts off. The line for the gas is comes in through back here. So I think I'm going to pull this off and that. Okay, so this is a it's a 1/2 inch, and break those first. Probably should use my 3/8 driver. Yeah, this is not strong enough. So I'll do a 1/2 inch. See why that didn't want to turn. That turned pretty easy. Okay. Continue with this. So with that off, the gas tank looks pretty loose. Okay, so I see underneath here, it kind of slides through the primer bowl. Okay, you know what? I have a feeling I got to take this off to all these covers. So let's just go ahead and do that while we're at it. All right, right here underneath the gas tank, get a light underneath there for you. See the hose right there? That hose kind of feeds through back there, so I gotta get access to that. And I think the easiest way to do that is to take this off. That's my idea. If you got a better one, speak up.